All right. No, I'm not going to actually be in the video.
No, we're not doing like a Frost episode.
Right.
Like, so.
What is that one with Zach Galifianakis?
Between
Two Ferns. Yes. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm also going to be jotting your answers down just in case something happens with this.
Cool.
So, okay. So the first group is going to be questions about you.
Okay. Should I look in the camera or look at you? I'm just gonna look at you.
That's fine. Yeah. If you have something poignant to say, you can like look and make eyes at the camera.
Karen, what the fuck is up with all these questions? There's too many questions.
All right. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food is just like Mexican food in general, like tacos and shit like that. Okay. Particularly street tacos.
Okay, street tacos.
Yeah, I would probably, and maybe even chilango might be my favorite.
Yeah.
Or maybe of like default things, like my favorite like restaurants and stuff like that. That's probably not my favorite restaurant, but like day to day like actual stuff I could acquire. Street taco.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Least favorite food.
Least favorite food. There's not that much that I like actively don't like. I don't know. I don't have like a super like least favorite food that I don't know, like liver or something.
Liver? Question mark?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. What's your drink?
Probably like cocktail wise, probably like an old fashioned or like snooty beer, I guess, or gingerbread stout. You could probably
snooty beer.
Yeah, probably like an old fashioned or something though. I think.
Okay, if you had to specifically pick one that you think would be...
I think she might guess old fashioned, or what she will probably say is our little like Game of Thrones beverage. There's like a specific little cocktail that we always make watching Game of Thrones, which is basically like a little old fashioned type situation.
Okay.
So
cool.
I think she'll probably say that.
All right. Where would you go on vacation tomorrow if money and weather were no object?
Tropical beach situation. So which is what we're doing for the honeymoon. So
Yay!
pretty much that. So like Phuket or Thailand, something like kind of to that effect, like beachy and chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. We're gonna talk about that after this. All right. What's the best meal you've cooked for Haley?
So we do like all of our cooking, like when we're eating a meal together, it's not like one of us typically like cooking for the other. We do it together, I think.
Okay.
So like my answer for this is probably the same as the one for her.
Mm-hmm.
But we made this like Mexican lasagna the other day. It was fucking sick. I'm gonna say that. That was probably the best meal that we've cooked, like kind of together. We've made other stuff that's been good, but and that's probably like recency bias too. But
yeah. Oh, that's not so good.
Yeah.
All right. Are you a city mouse or a country mouse?
I'm like picturing Karen saying that into her accent. City mouse. Yeah,
Okay.
city mouse.
All right. Favorite restaurant?
This is also like total recency bias, but Tiger Fork, we went there the other day. It's fucking awesome. It's in like Blagden Alley. It's in like Shaw. Basically.
Yeah. Okay. Is that where you guys posted from that? Right?
Yeah, I think so. We were like enamored of that place.
Nice. All right. Which 3 things would you bring with you to a desert island?
That's a good question. I've never had like a good answer for that. A boat.
Okay.
Something to open a coconut with, like a knife. I know the real point of the question. I won't actually answer it. I don't know. That's tough. Probably like all the Game of Thrones books because I could just read those again. That would be cool. Haley like hates redoing this. She like I'm watching The Wire for like the 5th time now, and she would like never do that.
See,
So
that's a dude thing.
Is it?
Because Jeff and Dylan do that same shit. They'll watch like Die Hard like 12 or whatever the fuck, like over and over and over.
Yeah.
And same with like reading and stuff. It's like, ugh.
Am I stuck on the island by myself, or is there someone else there? Because if there's someone else there, a nice little like cube set or something would be kind of fun. That would like pass the time. We could get better at that.
Karen did not specify.
Ooh, all right. I'm imagining there's another person there that can play cube with me. So cube set, Game of Thrones. series because I will reread that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Fuck, I'm so terrible with these ones.
What can you not live without?
I don't know. I can live without most things, and that's not true. I'm so prissy.
Right.
Said books. Said that. Some way to rewatch The Wire over and over again. Actually, like, if I'm thinking about how to entertain myself on a desert island, so let's count that. Like, whatever that would require is one item.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just like entertainment.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And that's it.
Haley, can I say her?
Aw, cute. All right.
Yeah,
So that's we'll go with that.
Yeah, I'm bad at like that kind of question.
All right.
Yeah.
Next, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
What's your most annoying habit?
Well, probably that I'm like intentionally annoying all the time because I think it's funny. So that's a very broad answer, but that probably is my most annoying habit is that I'm intentionally annoying.
Oh my god, I love it. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
I'm probably more of a morning person. Yeah. I get really tired very easily.
Yeah. Favorite movie?
I think Goodfellas actually. So I could just like easily return to whenever, and I'll watch it whenever it's on. Like,
Okay.
yeah, that's such a jabroni. Like,
It
answer.
really is. I love
I
it.
don't know.
Favorite book?
What actually is my favorite book? So I keep getting affected by like recency bias whenever I answer questions like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I read the Sweet Forever by George Pelecanos pretty recently, and that's like cementing itself as one of my favorite books ever. Probably like right up there with, but I don't think she'll ever pull that specifically. She might mention the Pelecanos books because I've been reading them, but
Okay.
yeah. That.
All right. If your partner were to throw out one piece of your clothing, what would it be?
I'm really annoying about wearing a robe around all the time, but she likes the robe too and uses it. So like probably she wouldn't throw that out. I don't keep like gross like old clothing. Oh no, there's like a couple pairs of like underwear that I sleep in that she would definitely pitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Describe your dream house.
So broadly, I think like I don't really want like a gigantic like house out in the middle of like nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think my dream house is not that dissimilar to something like this, but a little more of a yard, like bigger, obviously detached and shit like that, but still pretty like in this like kind of a location, right? That's really more kind of what's important about it to me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
It's
gamer,
more about the location and
yeah,
right.
but with a fucking gamer den, of course.
Of course. How could you live without that in your dream house?
I know.
All right, irrational fear.
Oh, I have an irrational fear. Well, I would argue it's not irrational, but I'm always super paranoid that whenever I'm like talking about someone else, I'm accidentally calling them. I always think about it. It gives me a lot of anxiety. I always have, whenever I'm having that kind of a conversation, I have to like pull my phone out and like make sure that I'm not like accidentally calling someone.
Yes.
So that.
Okay. Guilty pleasure.
Teen Mom.
Yes.
Haley, I protested early on, but now I'm totally fucking into it.
Okay.
Which I have mixed feelings about.
I know.
We're both whenever we watch it, we're like, these kids shouldn't be on TV anymore. They're too old for this.
Oh, there's another episode. Okay, let's watch that.
I know. And then we keep watching it. Fuck.
Yep. Which movie do you quote from the most?
Oh, I quote The Simpsons constantly, which is so it's not a movie, but that's what she will answer, and she would be correct.
Okay, if it had to be a movie.
If it had to be a movie, I don't know. It's pretty much all fucking Simpsons quotes, from all the way down. If it had to be a movie, though, I don't know. It's Simpsons.
Okay,
I just,
that's fine. I mean, she'll probably...
I'm overriding the question because that's like the real answer.
Right. All right. What do you love most about her family?
What I love most about her family is that they're they're like so like down to earth and like loving and caring about one another. Like they're very close, and you can really see that. I don't know, I really like that,
Cool.
and it's clearly like that's affected her as well. It's just very empathetic and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so now questions about Haley.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's her favorite food?
I think Mexican stuff too. I think she would probably say that.
Okay, anything specific?
I wonder if she would say that. I think that she would. Just like the same kind of stuff, like tacos and like that genre.
Yeah, okay.
I think.
What's her least favorite food?
Probably anything that makes her feel like ass, given
Okay.
the intolerances. But
Right.
but really, I mean, she doesn't really fuck with Italian food, which a big part of that is,
Yeah.
I think the intolerances. That's a tough question for her because it's like, what does she not like versus
Yeah,
what
yeah.
makes her feel shitty?
Right, like, I would die to eat, like, legit lasagna, but I can't.
You gotta try the Mexican lasagna, by the way.
Yeah,
It's really
I
good.
gotta get that.
But yeah, so like her actual least favorite genre of food is probably like Italian, but a big part of it is that.
Okay.
So I guess she would probably say that.
Anything that, like, she thinks is gross?
Not really.
There's
She's like a pretty adventurous eater too. There's not like the standard like ew, sushi's gross.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
Something like that. I think she
Okay.
doesn't really fuck with eel specifically in the context of sushi. So. I was just
Okay.
thinking about that because we went out for sushi and
Okay.
yeah.
What's her drink?
Vodka soda.
Yes.
That's an easy one.
And if she could go on vacation tomorrow, where would she go?
I think that she would probably want to go, and part of it is probably because we didn't go this year, but would want to go to like Colorado or Utah and go snowboarding.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. The meal one? What's the favorite?
Oh
meal?
yeah, I think it's the same thing.
thing.
I think it's that
Okay.
fucking design is so dope. And we kept commenting on it, like, oh my god, this
Yeah,
is
it's really
never
neat.
cooked. Like, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. City mouse or country mouse?
Oh, city for sure.
City mouse. All right. It gets a little bit different. Or maybe she just missed this for you. I don't know. Anyway, what's her favorite restaurant in New York City?
I don't know. I have like no clue on that one. Does she ask on there like what her favorite restaurant in DC is, or like in
No.
at all?
No.
That's weird. Well, I know her favorite restaurant in DC is China Chilcano, but New York, I don't know. I don't know if there's like some reference that I'm like not getting there. It's not like we've really gone to New York like that
Yeah.
much. Like I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
What 3 things would she bring to a desert island?
That's I don't know, man. That's like a really hard question. What the fuck would she bring? Me, of course.
Okay.
But something to like facilitate her being able to work out.
Okay.
Which that's not very specific, but thinking of things that she can with that's definitely like being able to work out. I think she would be on the media, like if we're just using like media as some like thing because she's so into like movies and TV and stuff like that. I think that would be part of it. And she doesn't have like a hard favorite book either, which is going to be one of these other questions I don't have a good answer to. What the fuck else would she bring? I don't know. I have another good answer for like for workout media and like a shitload of Kind bars.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Alright, what's her most annoying habit? And remember, this is things that she would say about herself. Not what you think is most annoying.
Well, everything. Her most annoying habit. I don't know. She doesn't have any annoying habits.
Oh.
She. don't know if she would identify this, but I don't care. I'm gonna use it anyway. She like will always fill the recycling thing past the point where it's like going over the top of it, and it drives me nuts for some reason. I don't know.
Okay. So without like emptying it into the.
It's like without that, but it's also like okay, it's like overflowing, and you have to like carry it out, but it's like it's overflowing, so you got to do whatever. Yep. So it's like okay, if you're gonna put more stuff in, just put like one of the paper bags that we're gonna recycle anyway. Open next to it. And put stuff in that. I don't care.
All right. It'll be interesting to see if she identifies that.
I don't think she will, but she might. If she thinks like, okay, what is Matt think my most annoying habit is? She might pull that.
All right. Morning person or night owl?
She's a morning person.
Okay. Favorite movie?
Again, recency bias, but like Call Me by Your Name. She's like so. I don't know that I've seen her be as into like another movie like as that in a long time. I feel like she's like seen it like a million times or like literally at least 3 times by now. And I think
that just came out. Like
it like just came out.
Yeah.
So I know it's like stupid to say like a movie like that.
No, but if it's affecting her like that, I mean that makes sense.
So I think that's probably like a good serious answer. The others are like, oh shit, what's the rollerblading Disney Channel? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a good one too. There's other legit ones, but yeah.
Okay. Favorite book?
I don't know what her favorite book is. I feel like she's not like a huge like bookhead in that regard. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for her favorite book.
Okay. I think that's fine.
The Bible.
Definitely. Inarguably so. Yeah. Alright. Describe her dream house.
I think she's kind of on the same page as me, right? Where it's all more about that location where she would want to be, probably not like right downtown somewhere, but again, something like this where we have like a bigger, like slightly bigger, like more detached house, like in a cool little suburb, kind of like Arlington, really.
Yeah.
So I think like that. I know she, like what she really, really values is like getting a lot of like natural light and stuff like that, and having a yard and having some like the kind of connection to like that nature within a still like within a city or something like that.
Right.
So that.
Okay.
Yeah. And she would want for me to have a gamer den, so
totally.
Put that in there. She would think about that.
Alright. What's her irrational fear?
What is she irrationally afraid of? I don't know. So many like I don't know this. Maybe we shouldn't get married.
Oh gosh, why am I part of this?
Katie broke up our engagement. Thanks.
No, it was Karen.
Karen broke up our.
I'm just the messenger. Okay.
Her irrational fear. Oh, she's afraid of space. Like the concept of space like freaks her out.
Okay.
Yeah, which is why I'm shocked she like was willing to see like Interstellar. You know, but what was the other one with fucking Sandra Bullock?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She was like,
fuck falls
this.
from space or
whatever.
Yeah.
That's
pretty.
Yeah, she's afraid of space irrationally because she's not in space. So
right. So yeah, that's pretty irrational. Yeah. All right, guilty pleasure.
Like all the Kardashian bullshit. Plus Teen Mom too, so I guess there's a lot, but primarily Kardashian stuff. I think she would say that.
Which movie does she most quote from?
I don't know. She's not like a huge. I'm like so annoying with all the Simpsons quoting, but like I feel like she doesn't really do that quite as much.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's legit. What does she love most about your family? I think that besides the dashing good looks that just permeates the line.
Permeated the whole thing. I think what she likes about them is they're like a good time. Like my mom's such like a kind of sharp like kind of pointed like. There's like a very pointed sense of humor, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my dad's like kind of a party animal. I think she likes that kind of. They have like that fun edge to them.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that. She'll probably say something more like kind of sweet, than,
Right.
than like than my mom's mean and my dad likes to drink a lot.
Oh my god.
She
Yes.
probably won't say that, but I think that is that's it.
Okay. And finally, what does your family love most about her?
They love how like kind of obviously like kind of kind and like compassionate she is. I think they really like that about her, and that she's like smart and driven. You know, I mean they just have kind of loved her from day one, which is kind of everything.
Okay. Great. Well, I'm gonna take a minute here and just restart this guy.
Yeah.